Welcome back to Horse Racing today for another terrific trifecta Tuesday at what's going to be another wet track. Sorry, at Parx. Terry, how you feeling today?
Good. I feel great. Everything's going good here. So
That's good to hear. Tomorrow, everybody, bring the candles, bring the cake. We'll talk about that tomorrow. When we're going to do Parx again tomorrow, so it's going to be a trifecta of Parx on Terrific Terry week. Maybe it'll be sloppy over there again. Just kind of a sad day in some respects yesterday, Terry, in that we both got to the point where we could win pick fours and then just last legged them 3 times, didn't get through.
That's right. It worked that way every time. Very disappointing.
That is disappointing. I had to really screw up not to get the first one because it went first pick, second pick, first pick.
Yep.
And somehow I didn't have it. So that's that's the beauty of ticket structure, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, we both had 3 winners on the day, so that was okay. And you had some really nice payoff. So
yeah, well, I wanted to go pick fours though, man, too, because
yeah,
you get to the last leg, like you get invested, right? That's why I said I'd rather lose the first leg than the last leg.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, you won't lose anything today by going over to Guaranteed Tip Sheet. There is a free link to Turf Paradise today. Not that the picks will always win, but it doesn't cost you anything, so you won't lose any of your initial investment because there won't be one. First race at Turf Paradise today, you're going to find Jesse's Cartel. Some real in Arizona, that could be possible. 2-1 on that guy. So make sure you take a look at that. Free picks down there in the description below. Terry, you and I, as I mentioned, are going to do Parx like we always do. Race number 1 on another sloppy day at the Philadelphia track.
Yep, and it's a 6 furlong event. It's a claiming race, $7,500 claiming price, purse $21,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 4 races.
And we do a lot of stuff around here, including develop a profile of a winner to see the type of horse that typically wins this race. The one that does usually has the ability to be in the first half out of the gates. 33% of the time being first means you're the winner. Go wire to wire. Strong rail, but Lady Yellen's not in the mix today, but Blame Catalea is going to sort of assume the rail role. 2 and 3 play fair, 4 through 7 a discount, 8 and out. Not as discounted as the other group in there. Let's take a look at our 10,000 simulations in race number 1, Terry, to see who has the best chance to be on the lead, who has the best chance to run a speed figure above par. Par at this level being 75, according to the folks at Brisnet, the average winning speed figure for the conditions. Also based upon our projected speed figures, who has the best value odds-wise, and then which horses are going to find the race to be most comfortable in their comfort zone. The higher the score, the better. Terry, we always start with who's going to have the lead, so who's going to take the charge when the gate opens for the first time?
Well, you see there that 4 has the most speed, but the 8 might have something to say about it. So, either one of those could possibly get to that quarter pole. And the 3 has an overlay from about 5 to 2 to 5 to 1. The 5, 3, and 2 show the only par plus numbers in here. And the 5 has the best C-zone number.
Yeah, so almost a gringo horse if it had a better shot to be towards the front there. Along with all of our simulations, we do trip handicapping. Of the 6 horses in this race, 4 want to close. 2 would prefer to pressure than take charge. If we take a look at the early pace, it looks like it's going to be pretty contentious early on. 2, 4, 8, and 5, all within a couple of steps of one another. So if they go too fast, they could burn one another out. So Swell will be coming the quickest at the end, although probably going to be a little too far off the pace to be able to run down some of the horses in front of it, maybe more of an exacta or trifecta or superfecta back end. And you look at our top total pace, the 2 and the 5, Terry, 6 points clear of the 3 and the 8, a little bit of a drop down to the 4. It looks like the 6 horse might be one that you can X out before the race starts, Terry. Did you put that one on top?
No, I did not. I put the 2 horse Blame Catalea on top. She finished second in her last race, and she has a high percentage winning trainer. This trainer wins 27% of the races in the second race after claiming a horse. Cedar Valley, the 5, my second choice, came in from Penn National after winning her last race there to try Parx Racing. Has a high percentage winning jockey, Astonishing Annabelle. She's the 8 horse. She's my third pick. She has a high percentage winning trainer who in the last 14 days have been in the money 6 out of 8 starts with 4 wins. And then 3 is my long shot, So Swell, finished third versus similar in her last race, and she has a high percentage winning trainer. My normal bets in here, I'm not going to bet anything extra. We're going to bet $2 to win on the first choice. We bet a $1 exacta box on the first 2 choices, a 50-cent trifecta box on the first 3 choices, and a 10-cent superfecta box on the first 4 choices.
Good morning, Umet. How are you? If anybody has questions, they want to make some picks, they have something to say about anything, just hit us up in the comment section. The comments actually help us with the big tech oligarchs and their algorithms. So if we can go up their search rankings with your comments, it makes the show more interactive, more fun, and also has a SEO benefit. I like the 3 horse in here, Terry. You know, I got to say that the 2 and 5 did grade out a little bit better than the 3 when I did my handicapping, but we'll talk why I put the 3 up there. Did show much better pace this time in its last race at this level at Parx. That's why I put it ahead of the 2. Blame Catalina. Distance, this horse has been in the money 8 out of 9, 2 wins, 4 seconds, 2/3. But ships in from Penn. Boo. I don't like those Penn to Parx shippers, but it did have a race at Parx where it finished second, although the numbers in that race were pretty poor relative to what you'd expect from a Parx race. Number 5, Cedar Valley, another one of those Penn shippers. Not a big fan. Did run much better fractions last time out, and did run at Parx 4 times with 1/3. Maybe a weight break today could be a difference maker. I almost put the 8-second in here, Terry. Astonishing Annabelle has a really good shot to be your pace setter in here if the 4 doesn't get that lead. And all of the race internals were better across the board last out. Again, no bets for me in here, Mr. Terry. Umet in race number 1, he likes the 8, the 2, and the 3. Yeah, I kind of like the 8 horse maybe a little bit better too. Good morning, Don Johnson, our good friend of Miami Vice fame. Good to join us, and our good friend for the pick 4 of fame today, Terry. And that's going to start in race 2. So thank you for the segue, Don.
All right. Well, this race 2 is a second 6 furlong race in a row, but it's an optional claiming race, $16,000 claiming price if that's what you elect to put your horse in to be claimed. The purse is $25,000 for 3-year-olds and upwards, which have started for $16,000 or less, and which have never won 2 races, or claiming price is $16,000, or which have never won 2 races.
Yeah, not in for a claim in there because you don't see the 16,000. There you do. We use the Brisnet sheets. We are not sponsored. We don't get any money from them. We should, as much as we promote them. But I guess if you can get free, you might as well. Race Masters, race 3, Wine Goddess, race 6, 7, Be My Queen, race 8, Reiterate, race 9, the 5, If I Had a Chance, race 10, Cloudy Times. Best bet is If I Had a Chance, as if he is reading your notes, Terry, and reading it from your hat, the number 5. But if you guys haven't learned yet, picking the 5 at Parx doesn't work out because I've been picking the 5 and getting mashed. So we talked about 6 furlongs. Again, tactical speed, although a third go wire to wire. You do kind of want to be, if you can, either on the inside or perhaps on the outside. Very strong rail bonus. Terry, is there any inside speed in the second race?
Well, several of these have speed, but the 4, 2, and 3 show the most speed. And then the 3 shows an overlay from about just under even money to 2 to 1. The 3, 4, and 7 have the only par plus numbers, and all of them show some kind of C-zone numbers.
Best bet of the day coming up in this spot for Umet. He likes the 3 horse in here, Bobby's Candy, and he hit that nice 6 to 1 shot yesterday morning right off the get-go. Let's see what our pace handicapping tells us for the second spot in here today, Terry. Balanced race, so a little bit want to be on the front, a little bit want to be in the middle, a little bit want to be on the back. So they all should line up the way they want in here, Terry. You got the 3, although the 3 is a little bit of a left arrow action. A closer that has a tie for the most early speed. That combination usually is very effective. Could be a winner for the best bet for Umet on that basis. Looking at your late speed, It's a Pity, the pressure horse. Away, the other pressure horse. But that one's going to be way off the pace, so it might have to scoot up early on. Our top total pace horses, it looks like we have a couple in here that are a little bit better than everybody else. It's a Pity and Bobby's Candy, 4 and 5 points clear of Chasing Stardom. That's something we're trying to do, Terry. YouTube Stardom. Right now, do we have the S yet if we were playing Hangman?
Have the what yet?
The S for Stardom, just the first letter.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess.
Maybe we put pen to paper, but go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I like number 4, Chase 'em Stardom. Won his last race at Parx Racing, has a highest speed favorite today's distance and a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, so a lot of boxes marked off. The 3, Bobby's Candy, second choice, ran second versus similar in his last race, and his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. Swing Oil, the 2, is my third choice, finished third versus similar in his last race at Penn National, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and switches to high percentage winning jockey. Then I like the 1 as my long shot. I Feel Lucky Tonight. He won his last race at Turfway Park, and the rail post is winning a 23% clip. Switches to a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And the Don Johnson pick 4 today is, for me in this race, is the 1, 2, 3, 4 with the 1, 3, 7 with the 1, 6 with the 1, 3, 4, 5. It's a $48 ticket.
I guess we're all in kind of agreement here with this 3 horse, Bobby's Candy. Green Tech, I don't know what that says. Let's translate that bad boy into English and see what it says. Give 1 single to 3 horse each run, 1 day, 4 horses. So you're talking about a pick 4. Unar, we do have pick 4s right here, and you can see who our top picks are if that's indeed what you're asking. I'm going to start with Bobby's Candy. We have the Ghostbusters, crossing of the streams between Umet, Race Masters, and myself. Bobby's Candy is making the classic third start after a layoff. This one's run second 4 times in a row, so maybe a professional hanger should be in the wallpaper business. At Parx, 8 times, 4 seconds, 2/3, just needs to run a couple of races back to probably win this one. A strong par plus in there, to 53% chance to run a speed figure of 82 or better. Chasing Stardom, the 4 horse, your first pick, Terry. Same fractions last time out at 7 furlongs. That was an maiden claiming $25,000 win. And he's done pretty well at Parx. 8 times out, 1 win, 4 seconds, 2/3. Just think a horse that's run that many times is unlikely to go back-to-back W's, but against this field, it's probably got a better chance than most. Number 1, I Feel Lucky Tonight. This one is a track dropper. Coming in from Turfway Park, very steady performer with a maintenance workout between races. And then It's a Pity, the 7 horse, gets the 4th call for me. This is another one of those horses making the classic third start after a layoff. I just don't think it has as much upside as the 3 or 4. It's kind of a 1A with those top 2. That's why I put it 4th. All right, Hugo. Let's see. Hugo, he is saying you guys are not giving any single horses. I think I got a couple singles coming up in a minute here, Umet. So we could talk about that. Race 1, the 4, and the 6 for John McLemore. I have some singles coming up. We make 4 picks. It's what we do. And the reason we do that is because that's what most other operators do. But we do have our top pick on front. So we're ranking them in our order from first to worst. So if you're looking for singles, just look at those first picks. Race number 3, Terry, what are the conditions?
All right. In this race number 3, we're going to stretch out to a mile. It's a claiming race, $7,500 claiming price, Perth's $21,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races.
And at a mile, at Parx, you are looking for burners, baby. 42% of the time, you get to the lead, you keep the lead, and then you get to sign the biggest check. Pretty strong rail bias for Dixie Groove. 2 through 7 get a discount. Really, the best place to be is 8 and out, Mr. Terry. So inside speed in race number 3 or on the outside, and the fastest of them all is on the outside, and that's incontrovertible.
That's right. That 7 horse shows the most speed, with the 3 and the 4 coming in with some speed also. The 3 has an overlay from about 8 to 5 to 1. The 7 has an overlay from almost 2 to 1 to 4 to 1. None of them show any par plus numbers, and all but the 1 and 7 show some C zones.
So Terry with the anti-C zone exacta. Our trip handicapping, the 3-horse Holly Berries could be a lone E. Everybody else wants to be middle or back. The 2-horse Colette Spirit, way off the pace, not within 5 lengths of the winner and up to its last 10 races. So really out of form. As the race gets started, Terry, it does look like Holly Berries could be a lone E. You get to the front on a lone E. Those horses tend to win a lot, although that one looks like it has a little bit of a hard fade in its resume. Wine Goddess will be coming the strongest at the end and probably going to be pretty far off the pace. The other speed horse in here, Incontrovertible and Holly Berries, they come out with the top total pace, but it is a pretty competitive race in here, Terry, except for maybe the 2 inside horses. So I think this one's a little bit open. We both started in the same place.
Yeah, we did. I started with the 1 Dixie Groove, that since you did too. She ran second versus Sim in her last race. Has the highest last race speed rating, and she has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. The 7-horse, my second choice, she came in from Penn National to try Parx Racing, and her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starties. Holly Berries, the one you were talking about, the 3, has a trainer who wins 19% of the races when taking a horse from a sprint to a route and can improve while returning to a route. And then Wine Goddess, the 5 is my long shot, drops in class today and can improve while returning to a route. I'm just the normal bets that we do each race in here, no additional bets.
So I'm going to go with Dixie Groove, the 1-horse on the rail. Last time out, speed figure 10 points clear of the next closest horse. And as you mentioned, Terry, it was second, and it was at this level last out. And it's going to get a weight break, which could make a difference today. Secret Temptation, the 4-horse, a little bit of a price in there, is my second choice. Better early speed and better fractions last time out at 7 furlongs versus the prior start at 6 furlongs. Going maybe a little longer today could be helpful. Kentucky Rain, the 6-horse. Next call for me, Terry. Again, I'm not a fan of these pen shippers at all, but this one has had success at a tier 1B track or 2 track in Laurel and has hit par for this level. Strong C zone in there as well. And finally, Holly Berries, good chance to be your pace setter in here, Terry. If it is, could be your lone E. I got some singles for you. I'm going to do a $4 pick 4. I'm going to single the 1, the 6, and the 9. I'm hoping in these stretch of races to put some winners on top of each other. See if maybe I can hit 1 pick 4. Looks like race number 1 about to get started in just a moment here, Mr. Terry. Let's take a look at that. Race 3 from Christopher D'Souza. The 3-horse is going to win, he says. And then he also likes the 6 and the 4. Let's go ahead and take a look at race 1 as they're about to finish loading. Let's see when they pan the camera to the front. And we hear Jessica Paquette with the first race call. Yeah, just waiting on the last horse there, the 8-horse. Your favorite at the moment, Terry, co-favorites with the 2 and the 3, and the 8-horse not too far off the mix there. They're off and running, and the 3-horse got a little bit of a bobbling break. The 4-horse, take it to where the Wiggles, the one we thought would have the lead, does indeed have the lead, Mr. Terry. The 2-horse right there on the inside. Looks like the 8-horse tracking as well with the 6 in between. You got the 5-horse right now running in 4th, probably about the length off. They're all kind of ganging up on that 4-horse right now. 2-horse, the 6-horse is pulling out of the race right now. You have the 2-horse on the outside of the 4 with the 8-horse on the outside of that. That 3-horse that got off to a miserable start, something they turned on the jets now. He's starting to come alive. The question is, did he give up too much too early to catch the rest? I don't know if he did or not, Terry, because he's still moving pretty aggressively. You have the 2-horse on the lead. You have the 8-horse, looks like the 5-horse giving chase. The 3-horse on the outside coming with some aggressiveness. I don't know that he's going to have the legs to catch that too, though, Terry. It looks like it's going to be the 2-horse all the way. It's going to go 2, and then I think 3, 5, 8. 2, 3, 5, and 8. So we both have the superfecta. You got the winner, and I got the trifecta as well as the exacta. So off to a decent start. I'm not quite sure what the 3-horse jockey was thinking, giving up all those lengths early, but nonetheless, we're through the first one with our top 4 picks finishing in the money. We got to be happy with that start.
Yeah, very good start. So
let's see, race number 3. Like that. So Christopher D'Souza going to go race number 1 with the 4, the win, and the place. And we had the history on that. I want to say thank you to Philip Perkins for the thumbs up on Facebook. Again, we appreciate the thumbs up on Facebook, YouTube. If you're watching on Twitter, kindly hit the retweet button. Follow us on all of our social sites, no matter where you're watching. We're just about, I think, 80 people short of 5,000 on YouTube. So if you have not followed us on YouTube yet, kindly hit the subscribe button, hit the like, help us get to that milestone. Another way you can help us on YouTube is there a share button. Click the share button, copy that link, paste it into your social site so your friends who like horse racing can follow Terry and I. We'd greatly appreciate it and join our community and have their input on the picks they like. Race 4, Terry, we're going to talk about the picks that we like, but not until we talk about another 6 furlong race.
That's right. We're going to shorten up now to 6 furlongs again. It's a $7,500 claiming race, purse $21,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 4 races.
Yesterday, race 10. What do we have with race 10 yesterday? Which one won the first race? The first race went 2, then the 3, and then after the 3, the who won that?
2, 3, 5.
2, 3, 5, 8. 2, 3, 5, and 8 in that opener. In 6 furlongs, we've talked about a couple of times, Terry, that speed does pretty well. We saw the 2-horse pretty much get to the front, kind of stalked a little bit early, then took the lead and then held on to the lead. 3 did close pretty aggressively, but gave up too much. So I think you'll probably see the same thing hold true again. Inside speed at 6 furlongs does seem to be the way to go. Terry, do we have any inside speed in race number 4?
We sure do. Look at that one. It's got almost 60% on that data chart, but the 4, 5, and 6 also have some speed. The 1 has an overlay from about 4 to 5 to 3 to 1, and then the 7 has an overlay from just about 2 to 1 to 8 to 1. The 6 has the best par plus number, that followed up by the 1, and all of them show some kind of a C zone. So
on our trip handicapping, well, pretty mostly balanced, though kind of tilted a little bit towards the front runners, but that's what you would expect. Of the front runners, you're trying to find speed of speed. It looks like Angelic Gal and Maddie Bow, just a touch quicker than the Furminator. And I've said this before, we don't get any money from the Furminator either. We ought to. But if you have a dog that sheds a lot, the Furminator does an excellent job taking out all that hair. I saw that on a like infomercial and went and bought it, and it's like probably the only infomercial that actually was true. Our late speed horse in here, Terry, is Maddie Bow. 5 points or 1 length better than Bella Maria. Also, our top total pace horse in here, Terry, 13 points clear of Laramore. 13 points clear should be enough to be a really strong contender for the W, Terry, and we both think that's exactly where Maddie Bow will end up.
That's right. I like that 6 Maddie Bow. She ran second versus Tupper in her last race and switches to high percentage winning trainer who wins 33% of the races when dropping a horse off a claim. And she has the highest last race speed rating. Lawmore, the 1 ran second versus similar in her last race. The rail post is winning 23% clip. She has a trainer who wins 24% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again. And then the 5, the Furminator, won her last race at Parx Racing, has a high percentage winning trainer, is my 3rd choice. The 3 is my long shot, CC Unified. She finished 3rd versus similar in her last race, and she has a high percentage winning trainer. And then I'm going to play a 50-cent pick for the 1-6 with the 1-3-4-5 with the 3-4-5-7 with the 2-3-6. It's a $48 cost.
So Christopher D'Souza wants to remind us that yesterday, his pick of the day got you, Terry, because I know the 1 horse didn't win. The 9 horse won the last race, right?
Yeah, I'm looking that up right now. So
yeah, no, the 9 horse won that last race.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. He did.
He did. Yeah, I remember because he knocked us all out. So
yes.
no, I didn't. No, my horse didn't get up there at all.
The 6 horse is also my top choice with that big par plus advantage, total pace advantage, excuse me. Also ran the top last race speed figure, 6 points clear of everybody else. Got claimed, gonna drop this one. They're looking to turn this horse around in one race and basically double their money, and I think that's what they will do. The Ferminator did hit par last out with much better fractions and better across the board with its race internals. Larimore, the 1 horse, the simulation favorite in here, Terry, probably most consistent performer in this race, and did run some good early pace, a little bit of a breather in the middle, and then a second win down the stretch or a Z pattern. And then finally, number 4, Angelic Gal, my 4th choice in here, Terry. Much better late pace last time out, and getting some little extra distance today should be helpful. I have my pick 4, 5, 6 with the 1, 3, 4, and 9, with the 3, 4, with the 1, 2, and 6. And I also have another $4 pick 4, 6, 9, and 3 in race number 4. So a trio of more singles. I'm hoping, again, in the middle of the card to catch a couple of winners in a row and maybe get a nice payout or two on some of these pick 3s.
And also Christopher D'Souza's horse yesterday, pick of the day, did run second and paid $6.20 to place. So pretty nice.
Not bad at all, right?
Yep.
Race 4 for Christopher D'Souza, the 4, the 5, and the 1. Race 5 is next on the 10 race card. So we got the 2 middle races, Terry, starting with number 5.
That's right. And it's another 6 furlong race, and it's a claiming race, $5,000 claiming price, purse $18,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won 2 races since October 2nd.
And everybody's singing along with me. Inside Speed does pretty well. About a third of the time they go wire to wire. A little bit of a discount in the middle. Not as bad if you're on the outside, Terry. So again, in the 5th race, same old song, show me some speed.
That's right. So I like the 1 shows the most speed in here, as you can see there. But then the 4, 5, and 6 also has a little bit of speed. Am I in the right race here?
Race 5. It looks like the 9, the 8 horse has.
Yeah, I'm in the wrong race. All of them, but the 3 show some kind of speed. Nobody has really a lot of speed. That 8 shows the most, I guess. And then let's see. The 1 has a overlay from about 6 to 5, 7 to 5 to 5 to 2. The 3 has a small overlay from 4.5 to 1 to 5 to 1, and the 9 has a nice overlay from 2.5 to 1 to 4 to 1. The 1 and the 9 show the only par plus numbers, and all but the 7 show some kind of a C zone.
Yeah, you got the 1 and the 9. Pretty strong chances to at least a 25% chance to get above that 77 speed figure. Umet liking the 9 and the 1 and the 5. Christopher D'Souza liking the 4, the 5, and the 1, just leaving the 9 out there altogether. And then our trip sheet, almost everybody wants to be middle forward, Terry. You got a little bit of versatility with the 1 and the 10. The lone closer in the 3. So those Sesame Street horses, the ones that aren't like any other, can be really difficult at times. Parisian Vibe. Yeah, but you got a lot of pace in here, Terry, across the board. Really, when you look at these front 4 horses, probably Sizzling Roma has the advantage on the inside. So I'd expect that one to get to the front, although as an EP type, can pilot or co-pilot comfortably. So they're probably going to depend on how fast they're going. Again, we got a clump of horses in here again that want to be similar in their late speed, Terry. As far as our top total pace horses are concerned, you got the 4, the 1, and the 10. They're a little bit better than everybody else in here. All right, Terry, you took the 1. Why?
I did. Sizzling Roma. She finished in the money in 5 out of the last 7 races. She won 3 of those races and has a high percentage winning trainer. So she's very competitive. And then I like the 3 Boca Royality. She ran second versus Tougher in her last race, drops in class today. The 5, my 3rd choice, finished second versus similar in her last race and can improve while going the shorter distance. And then Classy Sadie is my long shot. The 4 horse. She likes Parx racing. She's been in the money 76% of the time here, and she's won 19% of those starts, and the distance won't give her any kind of problem, as she's been in the money 72% of the time and won 18% of the starts. No additional bets in here for me.
I'm going to start with the 9, Collins, Great Lady, like Umet in there. The This one's going to drop in class in its third start after a layoff. Last time the horse showed some improvement through the first half of the race and then just went, hit the brakes. Like when you see people jump out of an airplane and then they hit the parachute and they go, kind of like that. But since then, the horse has had a really good workout. So I think the horse will be back to date. If not, Sizzling Roma, the one horse, probably Terry's top pick. They're probably going to be your winner. It is a class dropper as well, but this one's coming off the bench with only one workout, has run well coming off the bench. But I would have liked to seen a little bit more activity, but it's probably all unpublished. The number 4, Classy Sadie, is the third choice. Better early speed in the first half mile last out. Also has the top late speed in this group. We can put improved early speed with the best late speed together. That would add up to a W. Like 4 fingers doesn't make a W, right? Yeah. And then finally, number 3, Boca Royalty did run the top last race. Big figure, just a point or 2 ahead of the next closest one. Going to drop in class. That usually plays out pretty well. Also plays out well when a horse runs the same fractions or similar fractions at 7 furlongs than it did in the previous start at 6 furlongs, and now it's going to go back to 6 furlongs. So you run longer at the same pace you ran faster, should be more fit. Another one of those $4 pick 3s, Terry, 9 over the 3 and the 6. We make it to the second part of the middle pick, middle double in race number 6.
That's right. Here we go with another 6 furlong race. It's a maiden claiming race, $25,000 claiming price, purse $26,000 for maiden fillies 3-year-olds.
It's the White Snake song, right? Here we go again. Another 6 furlong song on my own.
Yeah.
Maiden claiming 25. All right, we talked about it. Get to the front, you win a third. Probably better to be on the inside than the outside, Terry, in race number 6. A lot of these horses haven't run a whole lot of races, but from what we have so far, tell us which one is going to be the pace setter when they get cooking.
Well, it looks like the 7's got the most speed of all the horses in here, although the 3 and 2 show some speed. The 3 has an overlay from 4 to 5 to 7 to 2. None of them have any par plus numbers, and all but the 6 show some kind of C zones, especially the 2 and the 7.
Yes, in the open race. In the 6th spot, our pace setup, the 2 and 7, if they can get to the front, look out. The 4 is giving it a go for the first time, My Little Red. The 5 wants to close, Steal the Deal. And then so far, the 1, 3, and 6 in their limited experience haven't sniffed the winner's circle, or for that matter, been close to the horse that won. Our early speed goes to Be My Queen, Go, and Save the Mischief. Those 3 should be putting it together and pretty much well ahead of these 3. Don't know what My Little Red's going to do. On the late speed side of things, Terry, Steal the Deal should have a little bit of late pace, but there's really not a lot of horses separation from top to bottom in here at all. Our top total pace horse, Terry, is Save the Mischief. A few points better than Be My Queen. A few points better than Steal the Deal. So it looks like those top 4 should stagger, and then maybe a pretty big gap to the 1 and the 2. And then My Little Red, let's see what that one's going to do first time up. Terry, what do you think they're going to do in this one?
Well, I like the 7, Be My Queen, finished second in her last race. She has a high percentage winning trainer. Still the Deal, the 5 is my second choice. Has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 50% of the races when taking a horse up one class. And she has a high percentage winning jockey. Save the Mischief, the 3 is my third choice. She drops a class today. Her best dirt speed is fastest on today's starters. And she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. I'm going to go as my long shot, the horse that's just doing its maiden race. The 4, My Little Red. She is a first-time starter. Has a trainer, wins 20% of the debut maiden claiming races. He has a horse competing in, and she has a good workout on March 27th.
The 3 horse
for me.
Save the Mischief, Terry. Coming in from Turfway Park, that makes it a track dropper. It's the only maiden special weight dropper in the race. That biggest drop in all of horse racing. My note is, ain't no way you're getting 7 to 2 unless the horse runs on 3 legs. Number 4, My Little Red is the first timer, and quite frankly, I don't think it has much to beat after the 3 horse. Decent workouts. Trainer Daniel Velasquez, winner, 2 of 10 when he debuts in maiden claiming and wins it over 11% overall. Be My Queen, good chance to be the one that sets the tone. Did hold the lead into the stretch in its debut, Terry, before backing up. So second race improvement, typical second race improvement could be enough in this case. And then finally, Go Clo Go. If the 7 doesn't take the lead, the 2-horse has a pretty good shot to do that. And we've seen horses that get to the lead with the strongest C-zone stay on the lead and find their way into the winner's circle. How long do we have to race number 2, Terry?
We have 9 minutes.
Yeah, plenty of time. So we can get probably 2 races done. We'll start off with race number 7 and see. They're going to go 6 furlongs again?
No, they're going to stretch out to 1 mile and 70 yards, and it's a claiming race, $10,000 claiming price. Purse $26,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since January 2nd. Claiming races for 8,000 or less are not considered, and which have never won 4 races.
Parx is intolerable to play the trick. You don't have to listen to Jessica, right? You can just turn the mute on, or you can just sit in here watch with us. We call the races, at least the first 2 when we're live. Maybe put a little bit of music on the background. See how that works out. At mile and 70 yards, I try not to let other people influence my experience, but I know it's hard, right, Terry?
Yeah.
People could really ruin your day, which is terrible. We should just leave one another alone. But at 1 mile and 70 yards, early speed does really, really good. 42% of the time, so good that they go gate to wire. The rail is bad, so Bunny Bonus won't get a bonus today. 2 and 3 do, however, get a bonus. 4 through 7 discounted. 8 and out is fair. So, Terry, if you're fast, particularly in post 2 or 3, you got a really good chance, and it looks like one of them in that post is fast.
That's right. That 2 shows a lot of speed, but the 1 might have something to say about that because he's got some speed too. And then the 1 also has an overlay from 2.5 to 1 to 5 to 1. The 6 is the only one with the par plus number, and all but the 3 and 7 show decent C-zones.
Again, par plus, 13% chance that the 6-horse in here, Princess Sophie, runs a speed figure of at least 82. And then as far as comfort is based upon our projected early pace, this is how comfortable these horses will be with the pace. The higher the score, the better. As far as trip handicapping is concerned, in race number 7, Terry, everybody wants to be middle back. The 1 and the 6 do show a little bit of flexibility, so they can kind of move around the track as PC types. When the race gets open and going, the 2-horse Obstinate does look like it's a little bit quicker than Princess Sophie or Bunny Bonus. A big drop off to the bottom 3. So those 3 should set the tone. Question is, what sort of fractions do they run? As they're coming down the stretch looking for the win, Sirenetta. That one's a lot quicker than everybody else, Terry, about 1.5 lengths. So if Sirenetta is kind of hugging the leaders coming out of the turn, could be really hard to hold that one off. Our top total pace horses in here are Princess Sophie and Bunny Bonus. A little bit better than Sirenetta, and then a pretty good drop off to the next 3. So maybe take those 3, put them together and exact the trifecta box and call yourself a winner before the race gets started.
Yeah, I like the 6, Princess Sophie. She finished 3rd versus similar to her last start. She won the race prior to that and has a high percentage winning jockey. The 3 is my second choice, ran 2nd her last start. She has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 22% of the races in the first race after claiming a horse, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. Obstinate, the 2 is my 3rd choice, ran 2nd versus similar to her last start. She has a high speed figure at today's distance, and her best dirt speed is fastest among the day's starters. The 1, Bunny Bonus, is my long shot, won her last race at Parx Racing. She switches to a high percent winning trainer and has the highest last speed rating, actually tied with another horse. I'm going to play my last pick 4 for Don Johnson. I'm going to use the 1, 2, 3, 6 with the 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with the 5 as a single, with the 2, 3, 6, and 8. Costs $50.
So you got all with the 5 or something along those lines?
Yeah.
Pretty close, but you got 6 horses in this race. Yeah. 75% chance to come out of it into the second one. I'm going to go with the 6-horse in here, Terry. I'm going to go with Princess Sophie, making the classic 3rd start after a layoff. Did show some improvement last time out in that 2nd start up. Small cut back in distance today, going to be helpful. But the impressive thing here is this horse has run on an off track 4 times and took home the trophy in 3 of them. Bunny Bonus, the one horse on that rail, Mr. Terry, which is not very good. But the last time that this horse ran in the mud, it would win this race and win this race by a lot. Looking for a rewind. If not, the 2-horse Obstinate. This one had a really aggressive jump in its early pace last time out and still managed to run better late pace number as well. Going to be on front, going to be fit. See, hopefully it didn't leave too much on the track last time out. And then the 3-horse Spectacolari. This one, Terry, coming in from my least favorite shippering angle at all, Pen to Parx. And I would not put this horse in my picks under normal circumstances. But when this horse gets on a wet track, 7 races, 2 wins, a second, and 3/3, by far the best record for any horse in this race when the turf is wet or the dirt is wet. Let's go on to race number 8. Do we have time for race 8, Terry?
I think so. We have 3 minutes.
All right, so let's do this quickly.
Oh, guess what? We're back to 6 furlongs again. Claiming race, $10,000 claiming price, purse $26,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won a race since January 2nd. Claiming races for $8,000 or less, not considered, or which have never won 4 races.
Tactical inside speed again in race number 8, as we've talked about many times. 33% or Tony Dorsett, just like against the Minnesota Vikings on Monday Night Football. Go all the way. Terry, who's got all that speed?
Yeah, it's the 1 and that 7 show the most speed. So it's probably going to go head to head. Depends on who probably gets the best break. The 3 shows an overlay from 5-2 to 5-1, and the 5 shows an overlay from about 3-1 to 9-2. The 6, 3, and 5 show par plus numbers, and all but the 6 have some kind of C-zone.
Neither one of us have Fancy Philly in Philly with the top par plus. Probably going to be regretful at some point. Looking at our race shape, the 7, reiterate that one. If it gets to the lead, could be Loney. Everybody else wants to be middle back. That one should have the lead in here, Terry. Today it looks like. Reiterate a little bit quicker. Then Pop the Champagne Row at the end of the race, where it might be one, Snappy Ride and Fancy Philly. They're about a length better than everybody else and probably not going to be all that far off the pace here, Terry. That Fancy Philly actually scores out as our top total pace horse with the 7 and the 5. This is a really competitive race, except for maybe Lunatic. So you can X out the Lunatic, unless you are a lunatic, Terry. You put that one on your top of your picks. But we both started with the 7.
That's right. The 7, reiterate, she's won her last race. Parx Racing has the highest speed figure at today's distance. Best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. The 4, Pop the Champagne Row. She finished 5th in her last race after steadying in tight at the 16th pole, and has a trainer win 17% of the races when taking a horse from a sprint to a route to a sprint. She can improve while returning to a sprint. Number 1, La Luisa. She's my 3rd choice, won 2 out of the last 3 starts, finishing 3rd in her last race. The rail post is winning at a 23% clip, and she has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. Snappy Ride, the 5, switches to high percentage winning jockey, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 22% of the races in the first race after claiming a horse. No additional bets in here for me.
I got reiterate too, Terry, as my top choice. And ooh, is it raining pretty heavily over there right now? You can't even see the horses as they're lining up into the gates there. But that one is the top likely chance to be your pace setter with the top C-zone. Has speed and a weight break. I think that weight break will give it about a length more endurance today. That could be the difference with that strong C-zone. La Luisa. That's the other one that has a good shot to get to the front in here, Terry. Much better across the board with the pace numbers last out, and does have a workout. Keep that saw sharp between races. Number 5, Snappy Ride, which is, I think, Umet's top pick in there. It's interesting that Michael Sanchez, the top jockey, is on here instead of reiterate. I found that kind of interesting because he's only ridden for this trainer 1 time in the last 2 months. So I wonder if he made a call on that horse. And then number 4, Pop the Champagne Row, did show more early interest last time out at 1 mile. Should mean the horse is more fit today when it cuts back to 6 furlongs. Terry. Let's take a look at race number 2. The 3-horse right now is your favorite at 3-2. Bobby's Candy. The 4-horse is up next at 9-5. And then the 7-horse in there, Terry, at 5-1. The 1, 7-1. They're all lined up. They're ready to go in the pouring rain right now, Terry. I mean, it is raining hard. It's like the screen is gray. It's like watching TV in the 60s.
Yeah. With all the snow.
It's static, remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Yes. And they're off and running, Terry. In the early going, it looks like the 4-horse Chasing Stardom, what we thought would get to the lead, did take the early lead. The 1-horse on the rail, I Feel Lucky Tonight, getting involved. Somebody checked up pretty badly right there. I hope that was the 2-horse, not the 3-horse, because that one really went backwards out of that mix. Apparently, maybe he got bumped or some problems in there. Well, the 1-horse continues to be up front there, Chasing Stardom, Mr. Terry, with the 4-horse to its outside. The 3-horse, it looks like now, is trying to get involved. They went through an opening quarter in 23 and 3. The 4-horse continues to set the tone, but the 3-horse is moving most aggressively again. The question is, like in the last race, did the 3 give up too much early on to be able to overcome? They ran 46 and 2 for the opening half. 4-horse is trying to dig in. The 3-horse is trying to get by. They're running pretty aggressively at each other. The 4-horse is trying to herd the 3-horse, but the 3-horse has eked by. It's going to go 3. Maybe the 4 is coming back a little bit in there. I don't know. It's going to go 3, then the 4, then the 1, then the 7. So 3, 4, 1, 7 for an ice cold superfecta, Terry.
That's right.
Should we get like quadruple points for ice cold superfectas? What do you think?
It'd be nice.
Yes, we should. All right, so we got 2 races in the books, 2 superfectas in the books. I mean, has that ever happened to you, Terry? Where and I'm getting way ahead of myself, of course, but where you have your top 4 picks and they superfecta all the way down. I mean, not necessarily the winner on top, but that'd be pretty wild, no?
It would be, yeah.
So let me ask you a question. Would you rather have your top 4 picks finish in the superfecta in every race, or your top pick win every race?
Oh, top pick win every race.
Yeah, I would rather have the superfecta all the way down because I feel like it means I did a better job handicapping on the backside trying to find some prices. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Your top pick of the day was Bobby's Candy, and indeed, Umet, man, with his top picks, folks, you better circle those. Call your mortgage broker and see how much equity you have. There's no question about that. Of course, we joke. I have to say that because somebody out there will think I'm telling it, straight, and they'll call their lawyer and we'll get a phone call. Hey, I'm kidding. Never mortgage anything. Only bet what you can afford to lose. And if you can't afford to lose anything,
don't bet. Yeah.
That's exactly right, Terry. And that is a fact. So what are you on? Race number 9 now, the late double?
That's right.
All right. Let's see if we can get the late double in the books as well, Terry.
Guess what? Another 6 furlong race. It's a claiming race, $15,000 claiming price, $28,000 purse for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upwards, which have not won a race since January 2nd. Claiming races for $12,500 or less are not considered, or which have never won 4 races.
So that's the second race in a row. We saw Tactical Speed win that kind of set off the pace and then closed out. So look for some Tactical Speed, Terry. We got a couple of horses with plenty of speed, and one of which is a little bit quicker than everybody else.
That's right. That one shows the most speed, but look there. There's also the 4, 5, and 2 that shows pretty close speed to that. And then the 1 has an overlay from about 7 to 5 to 9 to 2. The 5 has an overlay from just over even money to 3 to 1. And then all but the 6 and 8 show some kind of a par plus number. And then all of them, and then the 1 and the 5 show the C zones. So
look at the 1 horse, Terry. Decuppage in here. Green go, baby. Strong C zone. Good shot to be on the lead. 75% chance to be par plus. And the second favorite. That horse could be a whirlwind out there, especially if it can get a good trip. Look at this, Terry. The 2, the 3, the 4, the 7, and the 8. They want to close the 1 and the 5. Those 2 have a little bit of versatility. They can move around the track as needed. Early on, when the race gets started, the 1 horse and the 5 look like they're a little bit quicker than Canoodle, the 4 horse. Everybody else about a length slower than that. So we look at their late speed. Terrace Talent is the closer of closers. Jezebel Jade should also be a part of that mix, although Tara's talent could be as much as a length ahead on the track when they turn for home. As they come down the stretch, it does look like If I Had a Chance has the best chance, Terry. But really, a competitive race from top to bottom, as Umet said. These two are probably going to have really good races. Everybody else, maybe a step or a block, tough trip away from finishing first or fifth. Who's going to win, Terry? Your bet of the day is going to win, right?
That's right. This is my bet of the day. If I Had a Chance, likes Parx Racing. Has been in the money 77% of the races here and won 39% of those starts. And he likes the distance. He's been in the money 72% of the time, winning 36% of the starts. Then I like the 4 Canoodle is my second choice. Finished 5th in her last race after steadying just real close to the wire and wasn't beaten by that many lengths. Has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Jezebel Jade, the 8, is my third choice. Won her last race at Parx Racing. Has a high percentage winning trainer and her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. Number 2, Cuz I Said, is my long shot. Won her last race at Parx Racing by a whopping 14 lengths and received the highest last race speed rating and has a high percentage winning jockey. I'm going to bet $16 to win on number 5.
And it wouldn't be a day that ends in Y, Terry, if your best bet and Christopher D'Souza's best bet weren't in the same race.
That's right.
Yes. He's got the cuppage pick of the day, and we all know what that means. It's Terry El Gop. What is it? Gopo, the Gopo, right? Blow for blow with Christopher. I know that's a boxing term in there. If I had to pick, I got race 9. It would be the 8, Jezebel Jade, a horse that neither one of us have. Well, I picked the 5 horse as my top choice in there, Terry. Just like you. Yes. Missed by a nose at this level last time out. Then when I go through my race notes after the day of racing, missed by a little at this level is one that shows up the next time in the winner's circle. This one also shows up in the money at Parx 14 out of 18 times. So definitely a fan of the Ben Salem track. Cuz I Said, woo, the 2 horse won its last race by 14 lengths, Terry. That's a pretty big number in there.
Yes,
and, you might say, well, short field, whatever. But the last time the horse ran 6.5 furlongs, this other race compared to its previous 6.5 furlong, 4 seconds faster. So clearly some improvement in there. Got the good oats finally. Number 1, D Cuppage, is a green go horse, Terry, and catching a 10-pound weight break, which is worth about 2 lengths. Maybe we should rewind that one to the top, like Christopher D'Souza, because that 2-length advantage with all that green, look out. Finally, Canoodle, the 4 horse. I'm expecting a better race in its second start at Parx, with the dynamic duo of Michelle Sanchez and Jamie Ness. Those two together, Terry, winning 30% of the time. That's a big number.
That's right.
The last race today at Parx. Again, tomorrow, Terry and I are going to do a bonus day of Parx because Gulfstream is not running with the Florida Derby, probably culminating their season down there at the South Florida track. We'll be back to South Florida on Thursday. Again, this week is the Toyota Bluegrass Stakes, which is the opening weekend at Keeneland. I know that's a lot of people's favorite tracks. And because of that, it will be our wagering guide over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. Free picks again today at Turf Paradise, sunny and warm in Arizona, I am sure. You can get the link in the description down below. Kindly do that and hopefully cash some tickets today for free. Not the bets, of course, but the picks. Terry, race number 10, the last call of the day. We're going to do 6 furlongs again, no?
Yeah, I never guessed it would be 6 furlongs again, but it is. It's a claiming race, $7,500 claiming price, $21,000 purse for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 3 races.
Again, tactical speed does good. Today we've seen that play to it played to that part. Horses that kind of sat in the 3rd or 4th co-pilot seats turn on the jets at the end and won. So maybe that's what we'll see once again as we get a belly full of 6 furlongers. Terry, looks like just about everybody in this race has a chance to be on. Well, it does. Everybody does have a chance to be on the lead.
Yeah, they do. They all show speed, and nobody's got real a great amount of speed, except for the 11 shows a little bit more than the rest. The 2, 3, and 8 show the par plus. I mean, the 2 has an overlay of 2-1 versus 5-1. The 3 has an overlay of 3.5-1 to 4-1, and the 8 has an overlay from about almost 7-1 to 10-1. The 3, 2, and 8 are the only par plus numbers, and all of them show some kind of C zones.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, this race is, Ouimet talks about 9 being open. Race 10 is just to pick a number out of the hat race, Terry. Maybe we can get some clues as to who might have an advantage. Well, the 1 and the 11 with the race field that mostly wants to be middle back, if they can get to the front, they could have a shot to go wire to wire. Forest Maiden, that might be a little bit quicker than the 11 because it gets the inside along with Bullet on Tap. Why Not Babe? A little bit of a tail off from there, but still only 5 points from first to worst. So the beginning of this race really can go to anybody. That means having some late legs will be very useful. And Bullet on Tap, along with Wicked Lady, they have about 3/4 of a length better than everybody else in there, Terry. Top total pace, this could be very much a clue. Top 4 horses producing the winner a little bit close to 3 out of 4 times. There you go, 2, 3, 6, 11 as your top 4 horses, Terry. And I know you got a few of them in your picks.
I do. I have that too as my top choice. The Bullet on Tap finished third in her last race, has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and a high percentage winning trainer. Wicked Lady, the 3 ran second versus similar last race. Her best start speed is fastest among today's starters, and she's got that combination of a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. Why Not Babe? The 6 is my third choice. Won her last race. Parx Racing has a high percentage winning trainer. I'm not going to take the 11 as my long shot. I'm taking the 8. Now, act surprised. She has 2 wins at Parx Racing and has a high percentage winning jockey. I'm out of money, so no additional bets for me.
Christopher D'Souza says, take the 11, the 9, and the 3. In race number 3, Unur Sultan says, hey, the 1 horse is the one to play right in there. And then, as we have here, Ouimet, race 10, the second pick of the day. The 2, as Terry and Ouimet are on the same wavelength. Bullet on Tap. Put that one on tap to be into the winner's circle. I'm going to go with the 3 horse, Terry, as my top selection. Wicked Lady. This one is moving up the speed ladder. Each successive race, you see that speed figure getting better and better. But that's been confirmed by better race internals from the beginning to the middle of the end of its last effort. And the last 2 times this horse has been on a sloppy track has fared well, finished second. So maybe I should put it behind the 2. Bullet on Tap is the top total pace horse in here, 5 points ahead of everybody else. But this one hasn't fared so well at Parx, Terry. 10 times out, this many wins, a couple of seconds in 1/3. So it's going to have to do something it's never done before in 10. Now act surprised, third up with a 7-pound weight break today. And the last time this horse did a 3-race cycle, it had a big pop. And this is something I learned from Mark Kramer in Thoroughbred Cycles. Kind of an odd book, to be honest with you, a little bit different kind of thinking. But it's something I've kind of taken a look to because I imagine the horses do kind of get in shape a similar way. So you see here, the horse came out and ran really 2 nondescript races, boom. And then in that 3rd start at Parx, just popped out of nowhere. So, and at a nice price for 3rd. So why not do that again? And then finally, the final race pick for me today at Parx is the 11. Terry passed on it. I won't. I think this one could really benefit from all the other early speed scratching, as it does look like it's the one that's most likely to get to the lead. And if it can get up there, could maybe score a fading 3rd or 4th, Mr. Terry. Don Johnson, if you agree with Don Johnson that this is a great show, Terry and I think it is. And apparently Don too. We appreciate that. We appreciate all the comments. But if you agree, you like the show, thumbs up on Facebook, thumbs up on YouTube. Kindly hit the share button. Again, we're really close to 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. We'd love a late push to get there if we could this week, next week. And then off to 10,000 we go. Off to Parx we go tomorrow, Terry. Off to the rest of the day's picks we go here. Mr. Terry, any final thoughts from you before we get to work on Parx for Wednesday?
That's right. Be careful with that weather out there in the East Coast and up through the Midwest there, I guess. It's really really bad as far as the rain goes. Everybody just take it easy. Have a great rest of the week, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, indeed. Definitely rainy around here, rainy out in Parx. As you can see, the screen is like what Terry and I used to watch in the 60s and 70s, where we had to put some aluminum on the bunny ears to get the picture in while somebody the side of the TV.
Yep.
And folks some people have I'd say people under what? 45 have no idea what we're talking about?
Yeah. I guess they don't know. And I don't know if you said this, but owner at Parx, the third race, he likes the one to win.
As do we. So I don't know if he's helping us or jinxing us, Terry.
No
No matter if you're helping us, jinxing us, rooting for us, rooting against us, like I'm sure Christopher will in the matchup between him and Terry and their top pick in race number 9. You're out there just busting your hump, trying to get by. No matter what it is that you're doing, we certainly hope you have God's grace, God's favor, and it ends up in our favorite place.
The winner's circle.
Indeed. Hope to see you there and hope to see you tomorrow when Terry and I tackle Parx for the 3rd day in a row. Have a fantastic, terrific Terry Tuesday.